right. What up, people? What's good? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. Was good. So today I'm gonna be talking about this Me Too stuff, man. This is Me Too stuff. We gotta get into this, man. Everybody's talking about it. I'm actually gonna talk more about this on the Bad Boy Show with Mal. So make sure you guys join the Patreon. Go to Mr. Locario /Patreon to join the Patreon so you can get a Bad Boy Show. What up? Who's in the chat room? Kenwood Drive, Nez, Jermaine Jones, T.55, Chrislin, Eastern Conversation, Manure. What's going on? You said ain't been in the stream in about a month. That's what it feel like, right? Shit. Before we get into all that, remember, as always, go to MrLocario.com to get your copy of How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, the ebook, hard copy, or audiobook. Make sure you guys go and get that. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys click the link below or go to MrLocario.com to get your copy today. Remember, this comes with bonus audios. It has the conversation booster and the confidence booster that comes with this book. So if you get the ebook, audiobook, or hard copy, you get 2 bonus audios. You feel what I'm saying? So remember that. So make sure you guys get this book. Go to MrLocario.com. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, so you see how much does the PDF cost? The PDF is $27. So the ebook is $27. The audiobook is $97. And the hard copy is $49.97. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, we got to talk about this Me Too shit real quick. So most of you have heard in the news that Henry Cavill, is that the way I'm saying his name right? I think that's the way his name is pronounced, aka Superman, right? He basically said that he's scared to go and holler at chicks and get it popping with them because he's scared that he might be seen as a rapist. Now, before I get into all of this, let me get this clear, because anytime you're talking about some Me Too shit, or people want to get stuff misconstrued and all of that, I do not condone any type of sexual harassment, any type of rape, none of that. We don't condone none of that shit here. We don't condone any type of messed up type of situations going on, because that's serious shit and that should not be happening, period, right? So let me just get that off top. Now, what I will say about this whole Me Too thing is that there's a lot of shit going on with this, and what's interesting is I'm so glad this dude, Henry Cavill, said something, right? I'm so glad that Superman came out and said what he said. Now, the thing was, he also apologized, but you gotta understand, he only apologized because he's making all these movies. He's trying to be, in with the whole Hollywood shit, so he don't want to fuck up his paper. And there was a whole bunch of backlash of him, him saying, hey, look, I'm scared that I'm gonna be looked at as a rapist if I come and holler at chicks. Because basically, he was saying, look, I think chicks need to be chased and wooed, I think, or something like that. And he was like basically saying, we should go after these girls and holler at them. But he's like, I'm scared I might say something or do something to where a woman might say, yo, I fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is this, that you got to understand about his situation, is that this dude, he knows that he's a target. You understand? So a lot of times when it comes to this Me Too shit, these guys in the industry, these guys in the public eye, know that they're a target. So what was kind of smart that he did was that he sort of called it out before it could be called out on him. Now, I'm not sure if he was even thinking about it in this way, but it was very smart that, this happened like this. He said Lois Lane gonna be sleeping some lonely nights. Oh, shit. What up, Ronnie Ron? What's going on? So, he knows he's a target, meaning that he's in a public eye, he's rich, you understand? And so, it could be a situation where he's in he's dealing with a girl, and at any moment she could say, yo, I felt like you did this, and I felt like you did that. And now this is the point I want to make too, is that people were getting at this dude because they were saying that, like I saw some tweets where they were saying, oh, how dare you talk about the Me Too movement like that? And, you know, and this one person wrote a tweet and said, you know, if you're concerned about rape, just don't rape, right? But see, the issue with that is that it's not about you actually doing anything when it comes to dealing with some of these women. Because what these women out here, some of them don't understand is that they have no idea what it means to be a man dealing with women. And when you deal with women, sometimes women will go off of feeling versus fact. You see what I'm saying? And so sometimes for women, facts are feelings to them, or their feelings are facts, I should say. So you could actually just be having a conversation with a woman or flirting with a woman, and because she felt like, you know, you did something quote unquote inappropriate, then that could get you caught up. And so he knows this, he sees this. But people want to make it seem as if it's just as simple as, well, don't do this and then this isn't going to happen. That's like saying to a black person, listen, don't do crime. If you don't do crime, you ain't got to worry about the police. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what it sounds like. When you say shit like, well, you know, just don't sexually assault these women. Well, I wasn't sexually assaulting her. I just said, how you doing? You know, we should get a drink sometime. And I was flirting with her. And now she's, you know, she said that, you know, I made her feel uncomfortable and I said something inappropriate. And now she wants to sue me for millions of dollars and yada, yada, yada. You see what I'm saying? So he knows that he is a motherfucking target in this motherfucker. Right? And so a lot of dudes out here is shook now. They're scared to even talk to women at this point. It's insane. It's crazy. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, about, you know, why you don't need to be shook and what you can do to, you know, like, navigate through all this bullshit. Now, what I found interesting about this whole situation is, and what I noticed is this, is that it seems like the Me Too movement, to a certain extent, is backfiring on women. You understand? And the reason why I say this is because if you look at Henry Cavill, aka Superman, he is the stereotypical archetype of what most women say they want. Right? Tall, handsome, has money, status, all that shit, right? All the shit that you guys say that you think you need to have when it comes to, you know, getting women, right? Now, the reason why I'm saying it's backfiring is because if dudes see this, let me take it a little step back. You know how you have a bunch of videos of MGTOWs saying they're just like, hey, you know what, fuck it, I'm not fucking with chicks, whatever it is, and you know, I'm off all that, I'm going my own way, whatever. So what Henry Cavill is saying, he's sort of in, you know, in that MGTOW sort of thought process to an extent. Like, look, I'm going my own way, I ain't fucking with y'all. Now, I've seen a few MGTOW videos. And for any MGTOWs watching, please don't get sensitive. I know how you guys get. Just please let me talk this shit so we could make some points here, because I know how y'all get. But anyway, and I love you MGTOW guys. Just understand that. I got to make these points anyway. So, and I mean no disrespect what I'm about to say. This is why I'm saying it's like this, because I know y'all motherfuckers get sensitive as shit. But I've seen MGTOW videos where they were saying stuff like, you know what? If all of us become MGTOW, then women will have to change, because we're not going to put up with their nonsense, or we're going to not do certain things. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, he said we're not going to do certain things, right? So what happens is this. is that a lot of the dudes who were the MGTOW guys, those were a lot of guys that, not all of them, but most women were not really checking for anyway. You understand what I'm saying? They weren't checking for it anyway. So when a dude like a Henry Cavill, the type of guys they were checking for, right, says, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna mess with any of these chicks, right? Then that could become a problem for them. You see what I'm saying? Or if some of these guys are saying not even necessarily mess with, because sometimes, these MGTOW dudes still, allegedly pump and dump, or they'll still fuck with a girl, but they're like, I'm not going to take it seriously, I'm not going to be in a relationship with you, I'm just going to have sex with you, right? So if you have dudes who are looked at as, the most desirable chicks, right? I mean, if the dudes that's looking at as the most desirable guys saying, look, I'm not trying to fuck with y'all like that, that can be an issue for just women in general. So I'm just talking on a broad sort of aspect. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when it comes to let's say, for example, like how women will say, this guy is creepy, that guy, I don't like this guy because he's being a creep or he's being a weirdo. Usually that is in relation to women talking about guys they don't like. You understand? Talking about guys they're not attracted to. Talking about guys they're just not into. But then when the guy that they're into is saying, I'm not really trying to fuck with you like that, I'm not trying to holler at you like that, I'm going to sort of like fall back a little bit, then that affects them. You understand? Because this is the weird shit about this whole situation, about the Me Too stuff, feminism, MGTOW, all this other stuff. There's a lot of separation with all this stuff going on. The problem is that it's hard to separate from something when it's a whole thing within itself. It's hard to do that. You understand? And so what I mean is that as much as your boy Henry Cavill, aka Superman, is like, look, I'm scared to holler at these chicks, I ain't really trying to fuck with them, he's still gonna want to fuck with some chicks at some point. So now it's like, how do I do this with this fear? Right? And then these women are like, oh, me too this, me too that, and street harassment, whatever it is. And but then if dudes start to fall back, right, they're gonna be like, damn, but how am I gonna get this guy or these guys that I want to get with me? You see what I'm saying? So there's that sort of disconnect there. You see what I mean? Now, this is the thing. This is the thing what happened. 12:15 Tuesday.
Is that good?
2 p.m. Tuesday for Thursday morning. But 12:15 for the registration?
Yeah.
On Tuesday? This Tuesday? Okay, yeah.
That's
and then,
okay?
Okay. Yeah, and 2 p.m. Thursday. All right, cool, gotcha. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so what was I saying again? Okay, so I was saying that there's going to be there's this separation there. You understand? Jermaine Joe, you said you kind of understand where MGTOW coming from too when you see how women really are. And see, that's the thing. You got to understand that you still can't get away from what you're designed to do. You see what I'm saying? This is why even MGTOWs will say I still pump and dump, because they still want to fuck chicks. You see what I mean? You can't do anything about that. So now you say, okay, how do I fuck girls How do I get with chicks and not have to deal with this bullshit? Or is there any way where I'm going to be able to get with girls, or is it just, do I just have to stay away from them, period? And staying away from them, period, is unrealistic. You can, but you're going to be you're going to feel that thing of missing out. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Because it sounds nice, but it's not really going to be a thing that you're going to be able to do in most cases. You understand? Unless you go out to the desert where there's like nobody else around and you just living on an island somewhere. Right? But what I'm saying is that this whole thing fucks everything up for everybody. Now again, like I was saying, it's messed up when there's actually situations where, men or women are being sexually harassed. Where men or women are being raped. You understand? But when it gets to the point where people are using this situation based off of their feelings, to the point where you got guys out here who are scared to just even talk to chicks, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. I hate spam. You said if women do this Me Too stuff and leave guys shook, it's going to lead to these women sharing very few men. Well, yeah, that's. I mean, it's already like that. Women are already sharing few men anyway. Period. You understand? But also, what I wanted to talk about too is that what happens is when you're talking about any type of subject, right, or anything has its pros and cons. So what happens is, especially with this Me Too stuff, it's focused more on the cons. Meaning, for example, let's say we talk about the topic of like guys hollering at girls to get with them to go on dates, right? The pro is the guy goes up to the girl, talks to her. She gets a guy to talk to her. They both talk to each other. They both like each other. They go on a date. They have sex. They probably get in a relationship, and it's all good, right? That's the pro. The con of the approaching is, a guy may approach a chick and the chick may not be into him. Or, she feels a certain type of way because, she thinks he's a creep because she's just not attracted to him or whatever the fuck it is, right? And then she runs into a whole bunch of dudes like that, and now she's like annoyed and upset that a whole bunch of guys that she don't like is approaching her and yada, yada, yada. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is you have these two sides to the same story. But what people are going to do is they're going to focus on the con. So now, instead of a woman saying, hey, you know what? I don't like when guys that I'm not into approach me on the street and keep talking to me. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, I don't like when guys approach me in the street, which is a totally different, statement. But then when they say that statement, they're going to, focus on that thing of, oh, well, these guys approach me, I don't like them, they're so creepy, yada, yada, yada. Right? And then you say, okay, well, fuck it, we're not going to approach you anymore. And then they're going to be upset and be like, where are the real men where are they? How come they're not approaching me? You see what I'm saying? And so this is the danger of trying to sort of, go down this one path and not having the balance within the situation. And see, the Me Too shit seems like it's gotten completely unbalanced to the point where, it's gotten to the point where you have a dude talking about he's just scared to ask a chick on a date for fear of her feeling like he's doing something crazy. That's ridiculous. Now, another point I want to make, and this is just me, just me being a jerk here, but what I find interesting, because we're talking about when people are going down one path of something, because, we always talk about the whole looks thing, right? And so what most guys out there, on the internet and out there will say, it's all about looks. It's all about looks. It's all about looks. It's all about looks. If you don't look good, it's done. It's over, right? This is what guys say. So they're going only down that one path, that one road. But see, there's a balance because, of course, there's going to be guys who women think are good looking, and they may want to talk to that guy because he's good looking. They may want to have sex with him because he's good looking. But then on the other side of the spectrum, there's guys who women think aren't good looking, right? And those guys still talk to these women. These women still talk to those guys, and then those guys still get with those girls and have sex with those girls, date those girls, whatever. So there's two sides to that one story. But see, when you are going just down a path of being one-sided in your argument, this is when you fuck up. Because think about it. Who are we talking about here in this specific situation with the Me Too thing? Talking about Henry Cavill, Superman, right? How does he look? He's a good-looking dude, right? Or what most people would consider good-looking. So why in the fuck is he having issues with women right now? If he's so good-looking, because all he has to do is be good-looking, everything's going to fall in his lap. A woman would never have a problem doing him. No, like what are you talking? You see what I'm saying? Why would he even think or have the idea that anything could happen to him in this situation? Because he's so damn good-looking. You see what I'm saying? And since he's so damn good-looking, he don't need to worry about this Me Too shit, because chicks are willing and able to fuck him at a drop of a dime and will have no problem. He can't sexually harass anyone. He's too good-looking. You see what I'm saying? So what is he worried about? What the hell is he worried about? You see what I'm saying? Because the argument that I've heard on the internet a lot was people will say, oh, but, you know, if you're not good looking, a chick's not going to want to talk to you, and then she's going to accuse you of sexual harassment because she's going to not be into you and yada, yada, yada. And, you know, dudes will say, well, if a guy's good looking, he could say or do, you know, anything, and the chick will want to fuck him. You feel what I'm saying? So, so that's what I'm saying. It's so funny. This is what I'm talking about when you're going down one fucking path of the argument, and then you see something else that negates what you're saying, and it's always going to be a negation because there's always that balance. There's always those different sides to that story. This is why even when you've heard me, and you guys can go and watch my videos and all this other stuff, every time when I talk about the whole looks don't matter stuff, I always say, and I even just said it in this video, I always say, yes, there are going to be women who are going to be into a guy because she likes the way he looks. You never heard me say, oh, good-looking guys, it doesn't matter because they're good-looking, and a chick's never going to be into a guy because of his looks. Like, you never heard me say that. Why? Because it's not true. It's because there's all those different sides to the story, right? And so, even with the Me Too thing, there's all these different sides to the story, because there is a side of women getting assaulted, women being in those situations, even men being in those situations where they're assaulted and all this other stuff. Then there's the other side of it where nothing actually happened, but the woman, either because she felt a certain way or she's just straight up lying, where these dudes get in these situations like this. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand what's going on out here in these streets, man. So now, when we talk about, guys being shook, right? You got all these men out here shook as hell when it comes to this Me Too shit, because they're scared that, what does this mean for me? Now, as of right now, right? What you guys gotta understand is that a lot of this Me Too stuff, most of it, and I'm not saying that it's not gonna, but most of it is applying to dudes like Henry Cavill, famous guys. You understand? So, which is why I can see why he would speak out, why he would be nervous, because again, he's a target. You see what I'm saying? Like, this dude could potentially do nothing. I'm going to have you guys call up in a second. He could potentially do nothing, and then a chick could say some shit. And this is how crazy it gets, where you could be with a woman, treat her real good. Let's say you go out on a date with her. Let's say you have sex with her. And let's say you never call her again. Because you didn't call her again, she's pissed off. She's upset. Now, she may say, oh, okay, all right, okay. You ain't gonna call me? All right, okay. All right. We'll see about that. And then she will say, you know, I felt like I was taken advantage of. I this, I that, I this, and I that. And now a guy who didn't do anything could be on some bullshit. Could get caught up in some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even when I was looking at the shit with Morgan Freeman, they was basically getting at Morgan Freeman, and they were saying like, oh, he said these things, and I saw the video where he's just like flirting with a girl. Like, you can't even flirt with chicks. That's what they're trying to act like. See, it's the movement has gotten crazy, right? And now, the reason why it's gotten crazy, and this is what I see. And for any of you ladies watching this, let me put my disclaimer out there before. Look, I love y'all ladies. No disrespect. But what I'm about to say, that's what my second disclaimer. First I say disclaimer for the MGTOWs. Now disclaimer for the ladies, what I'm about to say. Because there's too many sensitive motherfuckers out here. But what happened, what I feel happened with this movement is that I feel like it's gotten out of hand. And it's gotten out of hand because there's been no real leadership with this movement, as far as I've seen, which is why I think it's gotten out of hand. Because sometimes when you're dealing with women and they get to the point where their emotions and the feelings take over, this is where you get this type of energy, to where it's about, oh, well, just don't rape, and, you know, how dare you say these things, and don't you, are you trying to say that it's okay for women to be assaulted? No, we're not saying that. No, hell no. We're not saying that. But see, this is where you go when we're talking about this situation with Henry Cavill being nervous about actually talking to a woman who may say, hey, you did this to me, or I felt this way based off of your feeling. So because it's even gotten to that point, it's gotten to that point because there's been no management in the situation. There's been no leadership around the movement. And so because there's been no leadership around the movement has, gotten to a point where it's basically run amok. You see what I'm saying? Because it should have never gotten to the point where we even talking about a guy asking a woman out on a date and that being an issue. Because if you remember, your boy Aziz Ansari got caught up. He was on a date with a chick. Chick came home with him. Chick gave him a blowjob. And then after all of that, when he told her, okay, well, it was nice seeing you, and gave her a cab to go out, she felt a certain way because in her situation, what I think happened was that she felt that she probably wanted to be his girlfriend or some chick he was going to keep seeing. And then when she felt like, oh, well, all we did was have sex, she got upset. She felt rejected. Like, oh, well, you know, how dare you? You see what I'm saying? And it's gotten to that point because there's so much leeway in this situation. It's gotten to that point where there's so much leeway in that movement where they're not really focusing on the task at hand, but taking it to other extremes. Then when you question those extremes, what they do is that they try to point back to the task at hand. That's the clever part about it. So they've gotten you to the point where you can't even critique the movement Because as soon as you're critiquing the movement, right, then they're going to say, yo, are you trying to say that it's okay for women? No, no. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens. This is why they're trying to shut Henry Cavill up, because truth be told, a lot of this, it's turned from a thing about awareness about assault to almost a thing where it's like a power move. You see what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that it's happened that way. You feel me? And so the thing is, how do you deal with this? How do you guys deal with this? Like, what are you supposed to do, right? Now, I'll say a few things about this, but I'm gonna actually break this down even more of how to deal with women in this whole Me Too era, and also too, like I was saying earlier, most of it at this point is just those famous rich dudes that gotta really worry about this. Most of these chicks out here aren't gonna Me Too you if you're working at Walmart. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna happen. But what does happen though now is still that you could get caught up in some bullshit. I'm not saying you can't, but what it is I don't think it's to the extent of what Henry Cavill has to deal with as a rich, famous guy, right? But what I will say for you guys is, you still have to watch out for what you're doing when you're dealing with women, period. Now, some of you have probably seen on some of my videos where I've said it a few times, but what I've said in some of my videos is, when you first meet a chick, even if it's online, like if it's online, usually some guys, they say, if I meet a girl online, or I'm talking to a girl online, I just want her to come straight to the crib. Usually I say, look, it's good to get a drink with the chick first, so you can feel her out a little bit. Because what it is that you want to be able to understand who you're dealing with before you really get into some shit. You understand? And me and Miles, actually, we're going to be doing a program that's going to be on the Patreon, where we're going to be talking about steps on how to deal with women without, so that you won't get like a sexual harassment situation or Me Too or whatever that shit is. So ways that you can do this. See, and unfortunately, this is where it's gotten now to where men have to be even more cautious dealing with chicks. AQI, you said I'm famous and rich, I gotta also watch out. Hilarious. I mean, shit, I don't see, that's the thing. I still move that way. Like, I'm not rich yet. You know what I'm saying? And I don't consider myself famous. You know what I mean? Like, people know of me, but I still move in that way, because if I'm talking to a girl, like the other day, real quick, the other day, I saw a video of a woman. This dude, he was like, I think supposed to be doing like a prank on his girlfriend or something like that. And he said to her, "Hey, I think we should be single for a week. Like, I wanna be single for a few days." And then so she got upset at him because he was like, he wanted to be single. She's like, "Oh no, what you talking about? You ain't trying to be no single, whatever." So this girl, she gets up, like he's sitting on the floor just chilling. He's sitting on the bed. She gets up out the bed, gets up in his face. And she starts like sort of like slapping him, talking about, "What you talking about? You want to be single, whatever." Then she said, "Don't play with me. I'll fuck up your whole shit." You understand? She said, "I will fuck up your whole shit." Now, if you ever hear a chick say, "I will fuck up your whole shit," or any variation of that, or you see her displaying qualities of a chick who would do that, my nigga, you get up and you run. You don't walk, you run. You run, nigga. You run. You block her on everything: Facebook, Instagram. Block her phone number, nigga. Go find Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black and have them flash that little thing in your face so you could forget who the fuck she is. You understand what I'm saying? Like, get your brain wiped clean to where you don't know she exists. You understand? It's done. Because all you see, dude, a chick talking about she's gonna fuck up your whole shit, nigga, please get the fuck out. Like, it's done. Because you gotta understand something. It's so easy for you to deal with the wrong chick and her fuck up your whole shit. There's a lot of chicks that I've messed with who I charged to the game, who I stopped talking to, and the reason why I stopped talking to them was because they seemed like they had those tendencies. Now, I might have been wrong, but I'm not taking that chance. Soon as I see any little I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit. Just a little bit. Like, I just need a little buzzword. Like, if she fix her mouth to say feminism, I'm good. I'm good. She gonna be like, no, I was saying feminine. No, you sound like you were saying feminism. Sound like you were saying feminism. I don't know about that. I'm good. I'm good. You see what I'm saying? I'm done. Because me and feminism don't work out. Me and feminism are not friends. Because all I need to do is say one thing, and then she's offended. I did this to her. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for playing the game. It's over. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be that serious when it comes to this shit. Because, you know, it's getting ridiculous out here. Because you got to really read these women and peep out how they are. And you got to be on point with your shit. This is why I always say it's important for you to be on top of your game. You feel what I'm saying? Let me take some of these calls real quick. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Hello?
Yo, what's poppin'? Who's this?
Yeah, it's Nez from London.
Nez, what's going on, bruh?
I'm good, man. How you been?
I'm chilling. What's going on with you?
Yeah, nothing much, man. Yeah, Donald Trump is here. So, you know, for the past 2 days, it's
Oh, word?
flying over my house, waking me up and stuff. Like
Okay.
day and night.
That's what's up. So what's going on?
Yeah, about this Me Too stuff, I was actually thinking about this today. And, yeah, I mean, like, I remember Martin Miles was telling me about it, you know, and you were telling me about you know, you have to be careful with how you approach them and stuff like that, and you can mitigate this sort of thing with the way you come at them by being direct, so there's nothing that they can get back at you for. But you know, like the Me Too movement was started by, who was it kicked off by? The unsuccessful actresses who kind of like sucked Harvey Weinstein's dick and didn't get scooped up into the upper echelons of Hollywood, and then.
Well, the thing was that, you know, with his situation with Harvey Weinstein and all that, right? You know, there were situations that he was in where he did certain things to chicks. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
and which wasn't a good thing, right? But then now it's spilled over into certain women, and I'm not saying, you know, a lot of women to do this, but there are certain women who have took advantage of the situation to say, or to use it to their advantage to sort of get over on certain dudes. like guys who didn't really do anything, but they may have resentment towards those guys, so they want to like say, oh well, he did this to me and I felt this way and all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it could come from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. But this what I'm trying to say, like the unsuccessful ones, they came out first and said, like, blew the whistle, and then the actresses who were formerly successful, whose careers like tanked and all that, they knew what was going on, but they took bribes and they kept quiet about it. They were kind of, going out with him and having like dinners with him and stuff. And then when the other actresses came out, the unsuccessful ones, they were like, oh yeah, by the way, me too, like 30 years later. And but everyone just started jumping on the bandwagon, like they're pretending to care about each other, like these feminists, but they really don't care. That's why this Me Too movement is a load of nonsense, and feminism in general, because I mean, somebody accused Patrick Swayze as well, and he's been dead for like 9 years or something. He's not around to defend himself. And then when they asked her why she didn't come out with it while he was alive, she said, "Oh yeah, there was no point." Well, if there was no point back then, there surely isn't any point now,
Right.
But yeah, what was I going to say? Jesus, I forgot. But no, yeah. So, like.
Nah, and the
like,
thing is,
gotta be careful.
Right. Well, the thing is, you gotta be careful regardless. Nowadays, for the fact that you got so many women out here who aren't really in those fucked up situations, who want to just jump on the bandwagon to say I felt a certain way, but there were those women who were in those situations who they were scared to say shit before, but since not everybody's saying it, they're saying it. But again, in those situations, you have women who are mixing up situations, their situations with those situations. So what I mean is, there are actual women who got it, actually women who were assaulted, and then you have the women who may have been with a dude, had consensual sex with him, and felt guilty later. You understand what I'm saying? Or women who were in a situation, had consensual sex with a guy, the guy said, fuck out of here, I don't want to be with you, and then they felt a certain type of way, and so they want to get back at him, and then they say, he did this to me. You see what I mean? And so that's the type of women you got to watch out for and see and peep out. And the thing is, part of what makes it worse for guys out here is when they lie to women. This is why I be telling dudes about that lying shit. Because when you lie and then a woman finds out you lied to her, right? That in some situations creates that I'm gonna do this to him for spite. I'm just gonna fuck over his shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because she's pissed off you lied to her. You see what I'm saying? So instead, don't lie and say, hey, I want to be your man and I want to be this and I want to be that. Nah. If you just want to fuck, just be like, listen, I just want to fuck. Are you down with fucking? Cool, we can fuck, and that's that. You see what I'm saying? So she know what it is. Yeah. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's true, because a few months ago, I saw on the news, in a newspaper, that this young guy, he, for the past year and a half, he was going through the courts on the rape accusation and on this false accusation, because he rejected a girl who liked him, and he just like gave her the cold shoulder, and she wanted to have sex with him in a party, but he said no. And so she falsely accused him of rape, and she was texting her friend on WhatsApp, laughing about it and joking about it, saying I'm going to ruin his life and everything. But the Metropolitan Police, they found the evidence, but for some reason they didn't give it to the Crown Prosecution Service, like the courts. So after all that time wasted being dragged through the courts, having your name dragged through the mud, when it would have been ended like straight away. So that's crazy. But no, like it's like male feminists are the worst, because these are the types of guys who, they've been rejected by every half-decent woman on the planet, and like you said, these guys are like pussies and stuff, and their only recourse is to, co-sign this man-hating nonsense.
Oh yeah, of course.
Nonsense.
Right.
And kiss these goofy, unattractive female feminists up the arse and, talk all that nonsense. But, in the hopes that they're going to turn around and take their virginity from them or something like that.
Right.
Or give them some, easy sex.
They're going to get rewarded. They think they're going to get rewarded for sticking up for the chicks, even though, these chicks know what's going on. They ain't stupid. They know these dudes is...
Zantari and...
Right.
And there was a guy here, like an MP got murdered 2 years ago, and her husband is a male feminist, and he was campaigning for feminism and all this type of nonsense. And the last year it came out that he was he assaulted a few women in a charity, stuck his hand up their skirts, put his fingers in their mouths and stuff like that. So,
right.
It's always the suspect dudes like that. And I had a question. Basically, the other day I was going out approaching with some guys from RSD, from this RSD group, and when I went up to a chick, I was like, "Yo, I just wanted to stop you," and because I thought that you look really cute and stuff. And then when I said that, she was like, "Yeah, I know." So what should my response have been? Because I got kind of stumped a bit there. I didn't know what to say.
When she said, so you said to her, "Hey, you're really cute," and then she said, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah. So
you could say, this is what you got to understand, and this is why it's good to keep talking to women, because when you keep talking to women, you basically work your verbal muscle, and the thing is, you have to get used to talking to them so you can be quick and flow with the conversation. Because since that sort of threw you off, it messes up the flow of the conversation. So the thing is, you can say anything to her, and what I say is the best things to say are things that are lighthearted, fun, and that's going to keep the conversation interesting. So, for example, if you say to her, you go up to her, "Hey, you're really cute." She's like, "Yeah, I know." You'd be like, "No, you don't. You don't know you're cute. That's what I'm telling you. You seem like one of those girls that's kind of insecure, kind of always worried about their looks, but I just wanted to come over here and be nice and let you know that you're cute, so you don't feel bad about yourself." You understand? So you can say anything, and then she will respond to that. Y'all go back and forth, whatever. You understand? So, or even you say to her, "Hey, hey, you're cute." She's like, "Oh, I know," and you're like, "Yeah, really? Why do you know? What are you conceited now? What's going on?" Whatever. You can say anything. But all you need to do is make sure that you're on point when you're having the conversation, because you don't want you don't want anything to throw you off. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes what you can do is, and this is the thing where, if you don't know what to say at the moment, this is for when you're first really going out there and you're getting thrown off, sometimes it's okay to pause for a second and just look at her, right? And while you're pausing, that's when you're sort of thinking. So if you're like, "Hey, you're kind of cute," she's like, "Yeah, I know," and then you just sort of look at her in the eyes, look at her all strange, and then she'll probably be like, What are you looking at me like that?" And then you say what you want to say. You see what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, you want to get to a point where you are so quick with it because you're so used to just having those conversations, and don't try to come. And this is the key thing. Don't try to be smooth. Okay, this is what I want you guys to understand. The reason why it's hard for some of you guys to talk to women is because you're thinking of the perfect things to say. You're thinking of what's the right thing to say. You see what I mean? And don't think about that. You just have to go. You just have to do. You see what I mean? And so as you do, things come out. Even just right now, when you guys call in and you ask me questions, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. But when you ask me it, in my mind, it's quick. Okay, yeah, this, that, because I'm so used to giving the advice. You see what I'm saying? So that it comes. So I'm not thinking about, oh my God, what's the perfect thing I got to say to Nez to answer this question? It's no. Sometimes I might say something, and then I might think of something later as I'm talking that might even be more valuable than what I just said. But I just keep going. You see what I mean? And so I'm not thinking about the perfect thing to say. I'm just saying. I'm just doing. I'm being in that moment. And so when you're being in that moment, a lot of the right things come to you. You see what I mean? So don't worry too much about, what. And the thing is, whatever you say, she's gonna respond. So whatever her response is, then you go off of that response, and then you say something else, and then you go back and forth. This is how you have the conversations. This is how you go back and forth with it. You see what I mean? So
yeah, exactly. No, I mean, we were lucky because we went out during this, when this gay pride parade thing was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously in that parade you get all the crazy feminists attending, so we were lucky to avoid those.
Mm-hmm.
And not get any unnecessary hassle.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I mean, like going back to the feminism thing, I know, like, I don't know if you heard this guy, like, he might not be every cup of tea. I don't agree with him on everything, obviously. Some things I agree with him on about feminism, but other things I don't. This English guy called Milo Yiannopoulos. He's
that dude's a cornball.
He's from London. He did.
That dude's a cornball. Anyway, go ahead.
In the US, yeah, but no, his arguments against feminism is really really sound. Like he dismantles it, deconstructs it, uses statistics and evidence to back it up. If you see his videos debating feminists in the UK, like they're all left speechless, and in the US as well. But I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. Like when approaching in the street, because I approached a Russian girl who the same day actually, she looked really nice, like her ass, her legs, her tits and everything, her face. It's like perfectly formed. She looked like she was like 19, 20, but when I went up to her, I was like, yo, I thought you looked really interesting. Where you from, etc. Can I take you out for a drink? And she just like looked at me, blushed and said, I'm 15. So like
she said what? She said she's 16?
15.
15, nigga. Don't walk, run, okay? Run as fast as you can.
Yeah, exactly.
And keep that shit pushing, bro. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah.
15, all right, peace. Fuck out of here. You get to get your Sonic the Hedgehog on and get the fuck out of here. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Man. Yeah. Exactly. All right, cool. Yeah, thanks, y'all. Thanks for the help and everything.
That's what's up, bro.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll let you, man.
Peace, man.
Peace. Yeah, y'all niggas better start running. Start getting them goddamn shoes and shit. Oh, damn. It's like fucking 8 people calling at once. Jesus. Yo, what's going on? Who's this? Yo.
Hello?
What's going on? Y'all turned on the radio in the back, I think. I had an echo in the back, I think, a little bit. What's going on? Who's this?
Yo, this is Miguel.
What up, yo? What's going on with you?
No, I just wanted to point out something that you mentioned via the Me Too movement and Aziz Ansari.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so the chick went into the date thinking that she was gonna get this sort of like relationship going, right?
Right.
In time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when she found out that Aziz was a nigga who was trying to be a player, a mag, you know what I'm saying? That kind of threw her in for a loop.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that behavior and his image
mm-hmm.
aren't necessarily like congruent. And like there's this article that I'm reading, and it says, and let me read you the article. Okay, it says we felt there was a strong public interest in publishing the account of someone who says his private treatment of Grace didn't align with his public statements, public work.
Mm-hmm.
So that was basically like the whole entire crime in itself, well, quote unquote crime, right? That this dude's trying to be a mag, but in reality he's really a beta, and that's kind of like the reason why this chick, you know what I'm saying, like aired him out. But I think it's messed up regardless,
right?
Because at the end of the day, it's so weak. You know what I'm saying? How like these girls can make these accusations and not even show their face. Like that's probably like the weakest part.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Because you talking about the story with Aziz Ansari, right?
Right. Yeah.
See, let me tell you why Aziz Ansari fucked up, and this is for all you guys out there. Aziz Ansari fucked up first because he was on that male feminist shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He was already on that male feminist shit. So then he ended up, what he did was he took the chick out and sort of like wined and dined her. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so now what happens is when you wine and dine her, she's gonna get the idea that you're this gentlemanly type of guy. Oh, he's Aziz Ansari, he's this really cool guy, blah 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 blah. So when he got her back to the crib, then he want to turn into super player Macless fuck type of dude. You feel what I'm saying? And so when he fucked her and told her to bounce, you know what I'm saying? then she felt a certain type of way. And this is why I be telling dudes, like, don't play games with these chicks like this. You see what I'm saying? Because when chicks start getting all, you know, because unfortunately, this is what's unfortunate about society, is that chicks have leeway to sort of like complain and be on that type of shit, even when nothing happens. You see what I'm saying? So even when nothing really happens, because Aziz Ansari technically didn't really do anything wrong. You see what I'm saying? He didn't do anything wrong. He did something wrong in the sense of the game, meaning like he was coming at the game on some fugazi shit. Right, exactly. But he didn't do anything wrong in objectively in the grand scheme of things, like, because he doesn't owe this chick any relationship. You understand what I'm saying? She's a grown ass woman. It is what it is. But what happens is, the way the society is that basically it's like this. If a woman wants something, and you know, and everything is very self-centered, because even men, we're self-centered too, but the way it works for women is that if she wants something, she wants it when she wants it, how she wants it, and then you have to accommodate to that. If you don't accommodate to that, then you're doing something wrong and you're being evil and you're being fucked up. So because she may have wanted some sort of, you know, the relationship beyond just that sex that night, then it's like, oh, you took advantage of me, you fucked up, and you're an evil guy, and you're a dog, and you're this, and you're that, and yada yada yada. So that's how they think, and that's how they look at it. And so anything that a man is doing, like for example, if a woman does the things a man does that she doesn't like that he does, it's okay when she does it, but it's not okay when he does it. So for example, if I have sex with a girl and never call her again, she's pissed off and says I'm a jerk. If she has sex with me and never calls me again, it's okay. And if I say anything about it, I'm butthurt. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm a loser. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and
I've been there, man. I've been there.
You know what I mean? It's stupid. This shit is so stupid.
And to go deeper into like what you're saying, you know, I guess at a more molecular level of this, is that this dude presented to her, you know what I'm saying, the possibility of clout, you know what I'm saying, being with a successful guy, being in the spotlight.
Right.
And he was going to get some play out of that. But, you know, if you analyze that basically just shows how weak Aziz is, because if he was a real dude, he'd be like, yo, bitch, I'm Aziz Ansari, you know what I'm saying, I'm on Netflix.
Exactly.
I'm on TV, you know? And, you know what I'm saying, if you fuck with me, then, you know what I'm saying, like, it's something on some short-term thing, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to do this, I'm not taking you out to dinner, we're not going to no tuxedo event, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's all it's going to be, you know what I'm saying?
That's what, and yo, that's what I don't understand about these dudes. Like, look, if I'm famous, right, you know what my game would be? I'll be like, let's say I'm Chris Brown, go up to a chick, hey, what's up? You know who I am, right? All right, cool, so I'm going to need you to meet me at my hotel at 10. That's it. That's it. If she's like, oh, but okay, goodbye.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Be like, oh, are you cool with that? You're not cool with that? Okay, cool. I'm going to go talk to this other chick. Anyway, what's up, girl? I'm Chris Brown. How you doing? What's up? So listen, I'm going to need you to meet me at my hotel at 10. Huh? You not cool? Okay, move to the side. Excuse me. Listen.
Exactly.
You see, that's it. That's it. And then when she get there and she see 3 or 4 other girls there, she gonna be like, what's all these other girls doing here? Do you not understand that I'm Chris Brown? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, period. Like, what are you talking about? That's what I don't understand. These dudes be doing, like, oh man, it's crazy. I don't get it.
Here's the thing, like, you know, I guess maybe he's insecure. Maybe he doesn't think he's the most attractive guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He can, like, you know what I'm saying, put forth like that kind of like demeanor about him, and it goes back to what I said at the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, his image and his way of acting were just completely incongruent.
Right. And
that's basically the violation in game. He didn't violate the law, but he violated the principles of the game.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, because I feel like, you know, if he would have stepped to her and said, listen, you know, we just gonna have some fun tonight, you know, and that's gonna be what it is, then it would have been done. It would have been done, because
Right.
Because like you were saying, remember these girls. Look, let's say if me and you met, we met like a Kim Kardashian or Amber Rose or Beyonce or a fucking, you know, even Chris. Let's say somebody that's not even out like that, like Christina Aguilera or fucking Britney Spears, for God's sakes. If we met her and she wanted to fuck, we'll just be like, cool. You understand? Because first of all, we like, all right, you look good, and you Christina Aguilera, you fucking, you're Rihanna, you're this and that, so we good. But for women though, you understand? So if a woman meets fucking, you know, Morris Chestnut or Idris Elba or a fucking, you know, Bruno Mars or whoever, right? She don't just want dick. Like, she'll want to fuck them. But that's not what gives her that. She wants the attention. She wants to she wants to be put on the pedestal. She wants to be on the red carpet with these niggas.
She wants to parade.
Exactly. She wants to be known as their girl, because attention is way more important than dick to women. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta understand it. Women love dick. Don't get me wrong. But if you told the girl, hey, listen, you could fuck this guy who will fuck the shit out of you and give you 6 orgasms, or you could walk the red carpet with fucking Henry Cavill and be and parade around as his girl for you know a few months or whatever. She's going to pick that red carpet. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yep.
You know what I mean? But if you tell a nigga, hey, listen, you could donkey fuck Britney Spears or Kim Kardashian, or you could walk the red carpet, nigga gonna be like, fuck that red carpet. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Exactly.
So I'm like, man.
Yo, Mr. Locario, one last thing. Just wanted to say, yeah, I'm getting ready to copy your book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got a list of like maybe 20 books on like game and like you know, men becoming the best version of themselves.
Right.
And I order maybe like books in groups of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So your book is definitely in that next you know, group of 3. How to get, you know, 2 women a day, or how to have sex with 2 women a day.
Right.
Basically. And I'm a Patreon too, so there you go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get through the rest of the call.
That's what's up, bro. Appreciate it, man.
All right, peace out, man.
All right, man. I'm holla. Peace. All right, people. So the calling number is 646-481-3901. All right. Oh, damn, I be calling all at the same time. Shit. All right, yo, what up? Who's this?
Good evening. It's Bobby calling from Atlanta.
Oh, shit. Is this Bobby MGTOW?
Yes, it is, Locario. And let me tell you, I've been listening, and you've been slandering me. Don't sully my good name, Locario. Don't besmirch me, you black bastard.
What'd I do? What happened? Tell me. I want to know.
You know damn well what you're doing. You're sitting here, and you're belittling the Midtown movement. Do you understand why I'm Midtown? I can get any pussy anytime I want it. God damn it!
Come on, Bobby. Come on, man. You know I would never sully your name.
You are sullying my good name, and you are slandering me, and I'm sick and tired of it. Because I'm known for cracking skulls and breaking jaws, Locario. This is not a threat. But you're going to learn to respect me. God damn it.
Oh, hilarious.
Let me tell you, Locario, the reason why I decided to go my way. Because these fucking bitches, these parasitic whores, they want me for my Chrysler 300C, for my 2-bedroom red-style home. They want my assets, Locario. That's what they want.
They
see
really?
a man of commodity, and they come out the woodwork on a nigga.
Damn, Bobby, maybe you just haven't met the right woman, though. What happened? What's going on, man?
No, I've been through slews of fucking sluts, and they all want the same thing. They want my ATM PIN code. That's what they want, Locario. So that's why on Friday night, it's me, Japanese animation, World of Warcraft, and Papa John's Pizza. Well, I don't know about Papa John's anymore, because Papa John's, he doesn't like niggas.
Yo, but Bobby, listen, man. Oh man, he hung up, man. He got too hyped. That's my dude, Bobby MGTOW, man. That's the greatest MGTOW ever. Okay, ever. Oh, I love that guy. That shit was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Oh, this nigga's funny. Oh man, shout out to Bobby MGTOW. Real talk. That nigga said He said I'll be chilling with the Japanimation shit with the Papa John's pizza. Hilarious. Man. He said these chicks is out for the ATM card, bruh. Man, y'all gotta be careful. Y'all gotta be careful, man. These women coming after y'all, man. All this Me Too shit, man. I'm telling you. You gotta be careful. Oh, shit. That was hilarious. But yeah, you know. But yeah, the call number 646-481-3901, people. You feel me? Man, but damn, like I know dude's gonna have. You said, am I friends with turd flinging monkey? Nah, I don't really. I've heard some of his videos before, but I don't really know him like that. Hold on 1 second. Yo, what's going on? Who's this? Yo. Cats be calling up. I'm just trying to hit, you know. Be calling up and hanging up. Jesse, you said, does this Me Too thing mean that going after 40-year-old women would be better as they want to get attention? It can happen with any of these chicks, man. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, Locario? This is John from Philly. How you doing?
What up? What's going on, bro?
Not much. Yeah. I'm not gonna keep you. You know, you don't pretty much kill the Me Too movement earlier today. So, right. So that is what it is. Yo, I just actually called with a story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there laying in bed. I get a text around like 12:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some chick who ironically I got in contact with her like a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I hit her up. You know, I was like, yo, let's go and do something. Nothing ever came of it. So I just kind of let it go for the wayside.
Right.
So I get the text that in the middle of the night. So she's like, yo, what are you doing? So me, I'm going off the, what, you hit me up this late is a booty call text.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, nothing much. She's like, yeah, you should come over. I'm like, okay, cool. She sent me the address, and I went. I went in there strapped.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to the house. It's this nice house, and one of her friends is out there, and I'm like, oh shoot, like Three's Company type deal.
Right.
So I'm already out there, so I'm making the best of it. We're out there having fun, drinking, blah blah blah. So her friend started throwing some shots at. She's like, yeah, you're my type of black guy, this, that, third, blah blah blah. So the girl who I originally went out there to go see, she started feeling some type of way about it. So I went out to the bathroom and came back. They were having a discussion, apparently, about who's going to be sleeping with what.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just kind of slid in there. I'm like, all right, well, fine. So the blonde chick, she went to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. I'm talking to the girl who I originally came out there to go see. I'm sitting there trying to make something happen.
Right.
She was acting kind of wooden. So I'm like, yo, you know what? I kind of, I caught that for a law. So the blonde chick, it was actually her house. She was telling me, she's like, yeah, you know what? She's like, you don't have to go nowhere. You can stay the night, this and third, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm seeing where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
So I lay down on the couch. And I lay down on the couch and pass out. I wake up, this chick is playing my dick.
Wait, hold on. Who was playing with your dick?
The blonde chick.
Okay,
the
so
blonde
the blonde chick. So the blonde
so,
chick is the other girl. The blonde chick's not the girl you came to see. That's the other chick.
No, not the girl. Yeah, it's the other chick.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sitting there, yo, man, and then after that, it was what it was. It was what it was. So basically,
So wait, did you smash?
You damn right you did. Yo, that was the reason why I came out there.
But then what happened? Wait, what happened to the original chick though?
You said, yo, man, she went upstairs. I don't know what happened to her. That wasn't none of my. I don't care what happened to her. My purpose of going out there was to go ahead and get something started, and I got something started. That's why I went out. So I don't know what happened to her and whatnot. What I do know is this, because I never gave the blonde chick my number.
Uh-huh.
She, we exchanged numbers. I never gave it to her.
Mm.
So I probably like 2 days passed, and I get the text. She's like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's Amanda. That's when I know that the other girl gave she passed my number along.
Mm.
So we've been corresponding ever since. It's just pretty much gonna be nothing but a booty call. We already knew what time it was from the first go. But it was just it was basically what I'm calling it. Say it was just pretty much like any other situation. You just make the best of the situation.
Mm.
So that's all what happened. It was just one little pastime story.
Right. And so you still fucking with this blonde chick though?
Yeah. I'm up in Jersey. Yeah. Ain't that serious. It was what it was.
And what happened? And so the other chick, you ain't fucking with her no more, right? Is it like what's going on with her?
No, man. I hadn't talked to her since. Like you said, the first time it's like how you said something. The chick ain't interested the first time.
Mm.
You pretty much keep it pushing.
Right. Right. That's funny.
I tried a couple months ago. She didn't say yay nor nay. I just kind of left it what it was. Tried again the second time, which was last weekend. She was, I don't know what she was on, but that was my second try right there. So she's pretty much out the woodwork now.
Right, I feel you, man. That's crazy. Well, keep doing your thing, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your shit. Dude. Keep doing your shit, man.
Yo, man, keep killing me too and mix up.
I feel you, bro. All right, I'll let you.
All right, see you.
All right, peace. Man, it's crazy. But yeah, man. I just want guys to know, man. I have no problem with MGTOW dudes, man. I just want guys to understand that. Like, you got to do what you got to do. If you're a man, you got to do what you got to do. So I ain't got no problem with these cats. Because dudes be mad sensitive. I'm just saying, listen, man. There's other ways. So when I'm talking about the other ways, I'm talking to the people that want to know about the other ways, meaning how they get chicks. You know what I'm saying? So, Oh, let me see who this is. Yo.
Who in the fuck are you calling sensitive, Locario?
Oh, God, here we go. This nigga.
Look, I just had to call back, but once again, you have my name in your mouth. Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth, Locario.
Really? What's going to happen?
Locario, I know you live in New York City, and through the odds of deduction, I will walk every boulevard, street corner, and block to find you.
Really? Are you?
Yes! But I'm sick of the disrespect, Locario. I've treated you like a gentleman. You and Miles, I've treated you like absolute gentlemen, and you have slandered me continuously.
But listen, Bobby, what you got to do is you got to take all that energy, right? And now, put it into something constructive, bro. You know what I'm saying? What happened? Say it again.
You live in the projects, but I hear the cop car behind you.
It is true.
You live in a low-income area.
You're right. I do live in the projects. I do.
Okay, I'm gonna come to Queensbridge, and I'm telling you, I have a gun permit. This is not a threat, Locario, but we're going to get an understanding here, and you're going to respect me.
Oh, man.
I just want to be treated.
This guy's hilarious. Oh, man. This dude is funny. He needs to do a comedy channel for real. Oh, my goodness. Hilarious. Why you literally like that? Oh. Hilarious is funny. I love it. But anyway, so what's going on, people? What's poppin'? Call the number 646-481-3901. That is the call-in number. What up, Kajeen? What's going on? What's poppin'? But yeah, man, the whole thing with this shit with with the whole Me Too shit and these women, and you as a man, right? You just got to make sure that you're watching your shit, making sure you're on top of your shit at all times. You feel what I'm saying? Jamari said, "What's my favorite place to get chicks?" What do you mean? Like, you talking about like in the street, at a bar, at a club, at a party? Like, Y'all said Bobby sounds like a cartoon. Hilarious. The places I like to go to like events, like meetup events and shit. You know what I'm saying? To get chicks or I like online too because I'm lazy. You feel what I'm saying? So you know. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
What's going on? This is K Woods.
What's poppin'?
Man, same old, same old.
What's the deal?
You was missing one thing. I was listening to you when you was talking about Chris Brown, which I kind of feel you on that.
Say that again?
No, I was listening when you were talking about Chris Brown and that appearance, talking about you fucking.
Right.
At the hotel room.
Right. That's all they got to do.
You know, they got all that exposure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I've always said, women they got different things that they like. So, you know, the difference between you, Chris Brown, or whoever is that they got exposure.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of eyeballs see them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
So
right.
their minds are made up if they want to get with them, regardless if they think you got money or not.
Right.
So.
and that's all. And they just need to understand how to use that to their advantage because these guys don't understand. It's like, yo, listen, man, like I'm famous. I got money. I got all that shit going for me. So they need to understand that, like, the chick they're talking to needs to understand that they're even lucky that this guy is talking to them. You feel what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like that's just it's crazy. So I don't even understand. Like there needs to be a 1,000% cooperation. Like fucking.
Yeah.
If I'm Chris Brown or any one of these famous dudes, Trey Songz, any of these dudes, like these chicks should be writing me a thank you letter after we fuck. You feel what I'm saying? send me a care package and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? Like, come on, dog. This shit is like, damn.
I love it.
It's crazy.
I love it. What's got me to thinking, because, you know, I know a lot of these are just regular, fat, skinny, thick, whatever women on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they write statuses on, oh, I just want a man to find me, I want a zaddy, but I get this kind of zaddy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reminded me of what you said, you know, a while back was like, you know, because women normally aren't aggressive. They're not going to go up and holler at guys.
Mm-hmm.
So they see their self-worth on who's trying to holler at them.
Mm-hmm.
And,
right.
You know, and even if it's a bunch of guys they don't like, that's just them lashing out saying, well, I ain't really the shit out here.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Thank you. That's another point right there because, like you said, these chicks base their worth on who's approaching them. So this is why chicks be so mad when they get a whole bunch of guys that they don't like that's trying to holler. Because then they thinking, damn, I must not be shit if all these dudes I think ain't shit trying to holler. You feel what I'm saying? So,
let me ask you this.
You know?
And I love breaking philosophy down with you all the time.
Right.
Has social media, because I've heard, let me say this first. I understand and I agree why you say it's a numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
Because flaking is in their vocabulary. It's in their DNA,
mm-hmm.
especially at a young age.
Right.
But in a sense, has Facebook and Instagram kind of fucked up their minds because they're getting all these likes. They put up a picture,
mm-hmm.
they might get instantly 40-something likes or 50-something likes or 1,000 likes.
Mm-hmm.
So did that even kind of push them more of the edge more? Because
mm-hmm.
now they think, oh, well, I'm getting all this internet attention.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't necessarily translate to physical or outside world attention. Trust me, it doesn't.
Right. Well, the thing is,
but is that messing up their mind?
Well, yeah, that within itself is warping the minds of certain women, meaning like they think that because they get a whole bunch of likes on Instagram, because a whole bunch of dudes is in their DMs, because a whole bunch of dudes is hollering at them on Tinder and all this other stuff, they think that equates to, oh, well, I must be the shit then. So therefore, I can hold out on this guy who's trying to get with me. Like, I don't need him. I can get way better. I could get me a richer guy. I could get me a even better looking guy. I could get me a taller guy, blah, blah, because they think that since they got all these dudes hollering and these dudes liking all they shit, that they're more interesting than they are, like, just in general. And then so that affects, their choices in dating and all that shit. You see what I'm saying? Because you have a chick who's, let's say, like a 6, who she thinks she's like a 10 now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, yo, you don't understand what the fuck's going on. They don't get it. Or real quick, they do get it.
I had a fat girl in the club.
Right.
That I just told her, I said, you're very attractive. That's what she looked at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I couldn't respond, like, are you serious?
Yeah, it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. Or what happens is these women, they know that it's just a bunch of like dudes, liking they shit or whatever. So some of them know it doesn't necessarily translate like that, in real life, but they still take the energy from that to feel good about themselves, and then also try to get that good feeling to sort of work for them in their everyday lives. You see what I'm saying? So,
but that falls under the category of attention whoring too, though.
Right, exactly. But it's all bullshit. But that's the thing that they don't realize, because
of course,
even like, for example, like Tinder, a chick will say, "Oh, I got all these guys that I can match with," but they all know, or some of them know, that most dudes on Tinder are swiping right on everybody. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just what dudes do. You see what I mean? So a lot of times a woman don't really get their validation. Like, they get a little bit of validation from that type of attention on the front end, but most women don't really get that much validation until later on, which is when it's like, okay, this guy that I've been seeing keeps seeing me. This is why chicks like to sometimes hold off on sex with certain dudes, because they feel like, well, I could keep him around, I could keep this guy around, I could string this guy along, and then of course they'll have sex with the guys here and there that they find attractive, but at the same time they're still going to have categories of guys who are the guys they use for attention, the guys they use for money, the guys they use for this, the guys they use for that, and then they'll sort of have them around, floating around. You see what I mean? And those are the guys that are liking their Instagrams. Those are the guys that's all up in their DMs all the time. They already know I know that I'm not really feeling him, or I know that he's going to be this way, so let me just use him for this to satisfy that part of my my feelings. So, for example, a chick might want to get with a dude, right? A dude she really likes. Let's say he ghosts her, or let's say he stops calling her after they fuck. What she'll do is she'll go on Instagram, post up a sexy picture, and get a whole bunch of dudes liking her shit, so she can feel good about herself. Then she'll go on Tinder and see how many dudes is matching with her. You know what I'm saying? Then she'll go on Facebook, see how many people liked her post and all. You know what I'm saying? So all of those things to sort of make her feel good in that moment, based off of her feeling bad about the guy who stopped calling her. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I never thought about that.
Right.
I mean,
it's crazy, man.
It's attention whoring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was because they but damn.
And that's why, and this is why you got to make sure you see what level of interest this girl has with you. Meaning that if you're dealing with a girl, right, and let's say you want to smash, you need to try to make that happen quickly, and be sort of like persistent to a certain extent with that, because she may, let's say she's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna just use you for attention," and she has no intentions of having sex with you. So now you'll find out sooner than later that she has no intentions of having sex with you, and then you can just keep it moving and don't have to waste no more time on her. You see what I mean? So you withdraw your attention from her like immediately.
And you know what? And I've done that, and that's really I love it, because it lets me know what's going on kind of right up. I try and advance sexually. Now, I've had a situation where it was a chick, she was coming down she stays in Ohio. She stays like 25 minutes away. Mm-hmm. And she was coming down every Friday to where I was, the spot where I'll be at, where I'm dancing at. Mm-hmm. And she was it was progressive. It wasn't as fast as I wanted to, but she was progressive. So
right.
She showed her interest. was being cooperative to a point, and sexually advanced was every time. So on the third time that I seen her, she gave me head. But the second time when she came over, she was being, I don't want to get into a situation, but she was being progressive. She was kissing and different things like that.
Right, right.
And when she put her mouth, she put her mouth on my head. So I already knew she was going to start getting next time, which is exactly what she did.
Right.
So what do you think about situations like that? If you see progression, you still keep on going?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's a good point. That's a good point you brought up. And I got to do a video on this too. But yeah, when you're dealing with a girl, if you see there's some sort of progression in the situation sexually, then yeah, you definitely keep going. It's like, so like, let's say you might go on a date with a chick, and you know, you probably her and you make out, which y'all didn't get to smash. And then the next time you see her, let's say she goes over your crib, y'all making out, but then she's naked and y'all kissing and touching and doing all that other stuff. And let's say she, you know, gives you a hand job or something, but y'all never smashes. She's like, oh, I don't want to have sex now. That's cool because there's a progression. It went from y'all just making out the first date to her being over your house doing all the other shit. Now she comes over again, then at that point y'all should be like smashing or whatever. You see what I mean? So is that progression that makes you keep going with it? You see what I mean?
What is that? I don't want to feel like a whole progression. I don't want to get up too soon.
Right. That sometimes happens because the chick, she likes you a lot, so then she doesn't want you to think she's a hoe, and she also feels that because you gotta understand something. Most women, they think once they fuck you, it's over. You feel what I'm saying? because that happens sometimes with certain women. They'll have sex with a guy and he'll never call her again. You see what I mean? So she's trying to prolong that from happening. You see what I'm saying? In certain situations. Some situations, a chick will just fuck you because she wanted to just fuck you, and that's that. And she's like, whatever. And she don't really even care seeing you again.
I've had that happen.
Right. But there's some girls who are feeling you to the point where they're like, damn, well, I don't want to, have sex with him now because then he might never call again. Or he might never see me again. So they want to, keep it going for a little bit longer. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
That's
now,
how it is.
The main reason why I called you, because I got to get on this. And, dude, I ain't saying no names. Let me put a disclaimer out, because this is not out of Mr. Locario. It's out of my mouth. But I'm tired of these, I'm going to say, so-called dating relationship coaches that be simping, man.
They be simping?
Be some of them out here. They be simping. They be low-key giving suggestions on simping. What am I talking about? I've heard some cats go, how you talk about that numbers game. I've heard some so-called dating relationship coaches go hard on that. Like, nah, you don't want to, that all that shows is he can't make up his mind.
What? So he's saying playing the numbers game mean he can't make up his mind? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Make up his mind for what?
Any idiot knows the biggest reason why you play the numbers game is one, because of flaking. Two, we're not playing because of flaking big time. Because women, they change their minds like the wind. A lot of them can't. We've seen it.
Right.
They could be flipping 1 minute and just change their mind.
Right.
But I've seen, I guess that's what I say, so-called dating relationship coaches that be like, tell dudes that they were winning when they're not really winning, putting it all on the emphasis on if she's, doing most of the talking or doing this or doing that, you just flow with it. When sometimes she could just be attention porn.
Right.
Right. Again, I ain't saying no name.
But see, I don't understand. I don't understand the whole thing of like playing the numbers games means that what he said you don't know what you want, or you.
It's basically putting it on the sense of if a guy is hollering at every chick that he sees or a number, it's like the number you throw out at 20 chicks a week or 30 chicks a week. That means he can't make up his mind on what type of girl he wants. He's not focused or different stupid shit like that. And
That sound like
I've heard
that
guys
sound like
say
some
that.
shit. That sound like some shit a dude would say if he's talking to chicks and trying to gas him up. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, he's like, yeah, girl, you know, if a guy's talking to all these girls, that means he don't know what he wants and blah, blah. Nah, when you play in the numbers game, it's you, like you said, it's you getting the numbers up because you're gonna have a whole bunch of flaky chicks, a whole bunch of chicks you're not really feeling, a whole bunch of chicks is on some bullshit. So you gotta talk to a lot of girls. Period. Like there's no way around that. You see what I'm saying? And so,
especially, and you know what, the emphasis falls on that, especially on the young cats in their 20s and beginning of their 30s. 20s, you definitely got to holler at a lot of women.
right.
That is just the nature of it. That is just the nature of it. Women in the 20s, late 18, 19, 20, 21, maybe up to 23, feel it may not be true, but they believe that all men want them. It's screwed up in their mind.
Right,
so you
right.
Gotta, in my opinion, it's gotta be a numbers game there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even if,
oh no, definitely.
Even in some cases, going up in age.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, you know, a lot of these dudes, when they be saying advice to like that, they're really just talking to women. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
there you go.
Right, because they'll try to disguise it as like they're trying to give advice to men, but they're really just giving it to women. So if you know, it's really them just saying shit so that women will hear and be like, oh yeah, that's right. A guy should, you know, be focused on just one girl, and it's like, nah, son, y'all want that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So they need to know what the real deal is. You know what I mean?
What do you call that, the Steve Harvey approach? Because that's what he did, ain't it?
Right.
And that shit doesn't work, because then, at the end of the day, a woman, this shit falls into a lot of shit that's true. She follows your lead, like you've always said. She's looking for a masculine, not feminine.
Right.
That's why they sit there and complain about. In some cases, I don't feel it to be a feminine or masculating process of a man if he's complaining or whatever, stuff like that. But sometimes they just depict that as being the feminine quality. That's why they complain about it.
Right.
Which is weird as hell, because I've never understood why a lot of these women have gay male best friends or transgender best friends. I've never understood that if they so turned off from femininity.
Well, you know,
you can answer that one for me. I don't know.
Well, you know, the thing is with women love to have friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care who it is. You understand? And it's not wrong with having different types of friends, but for women yearn to have people around them. You know what I'm saying? They love to that community. They're like, oh, I want to know this person and be cool with that person and all that stuff. So it's just like, you know, chicks generally would just do that. Period. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and it's hard for them to be friends with just men, because they already know that the guys they put in the friend zone are gonna have sex with them anyway. You know what I'm saying? And so that's you know, that's a whole nother story. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know.
But they don't see them as they don't see those either transsexuals or gay men as competition.
You said that they see those people as competition?
Yeah, do they see them as competition? Yeah.
No, they don't see them as competition. Like a chick don't see her gay male best friend as competition, because you know that niggas is still trying to fuck with her. They ain't gonna try to fuck. Well, nowadays you never know, because these dudes out here is soft. So I don't know, but generally, generally it ain't going down like that.
Fuck with a masculine dude, he ain't gonna go that route.
Right.
But at the same time, they got all kinds of weird kinds of thoughts in their head all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's weird that and this has been, dude, this shit at least been from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, there was this guy I know he was gay, but he used to hang around some of the baddest motherfucking females I would see.
Right. Right.
I was like, riding on the damn bus.
Mm-hmm. No, but that's see, you know what it is too? Like, women will sometimes still want, you know, like a guy around them. You know what I'm saying? they still want some sort of because even if when a dude is gay, you know, gay men still have masculine energy within them. You know, some of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they still want that masculine energy around to a certain extent because, you know, they want that around. But sometimes what happens is that having that gay best friend is better than having the non-gay best friend, because the non-gay best friend, they know that the non-gay best friend still wants to fuck them. But they still want the masculine energy around them sometimes without having to, you know, like they still want a male friend. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. You feel me? But yo, listen, man. Y'all appreciate the call, bro. I got a few more people trying to call up because I want to get a few more people in before we head out of here. But yo, appreciate the call, my dude. All right. So guys, the caller number 646. I know a few of y'all was trying to call up too. 481-3901. We try to get a few more in before we out of here. You feel me? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let me text this. Yeah. All right. All right. Yo, what's going on?
Hello? Is this Johnson and Electric?
Oh Lord, here we go. All right, so let me get. All right, yo, what's poppin'? Who's this?
Hey, what's good, Locario? This is Ronnie Ron. What's happening, baby boy?
What's going on, bruh?
Not much, man. You know how to call in, because Nez wanted me to call in, so I had to call in for Me Too movement. You know what I'm saying? What I feel about the Me Too movement, I feel like it's full of crap, because I feel like man is using that as an excuse because they don't know how to handle a woman. Because that's the thing with men today. Men are so socialized about what they see, about what they hear, and they don't understand that being a man is just being a man. Just be who you are. That's it. If the woman's not on your program, just cut her. You know what I'm saying? But every man have their own way of relating, because, you know, a lot of men don't have a lot of fathers in their lives, so they don't know how to be men.
Right,
I think that is the problem.
No,
So,
real shit. Real shit. And you know what it is? Well, this is the thing. A lot of dudes, right? See, you gotta the way that chicks are just in general, and especially nowadays, you gotta always look out for who you're dealing with, right? But the thing is that if you know how to act accordingly when it comes to dealing with women, you're on top of your shit, and you understand the types of girls you're dealing with, you're going to be able to avoid certain women, and then certain women you deal with, they're not going to be on that bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Because the thing is, you got a lot of cats out here who have been with, like, even with myself, for example. I've been with a whole bunch of chicks, and I've never had any chick that I've dealt with where she's like, oh, you know, you did this, you did that. I had one time where a girl texted me saying like, oh, you know, you were acting this way, acting that way, and I was just on an interview. I was having an interview with this person, her and her people, and I think she got mad at the stuff I said in the interview, but that was about it. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't like, you see what I mean? But other than that, I've never had any chick like hit me up and say, "Oh, I felt you did this." Like, never. You know what I mean? And so the thing is, what people got to also understand is that the stuff that happens in the media, sometimes it makes things look bigger than it really is, like in real life. You feel what I'm saying? So even though there are chicks who's gonna be on some bullshit, even though there's are chicks who are gonna be on some, you know, trying to act like you did some shit, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to really even go through that. And especially if you already have your eye open to see who you're dealing with. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know.
No, it's very much true, because I was like, you know, like sometimes, you know, I'll be at the grocery store, I'll be walking down the street, and I just notice like how men talk to women, how they approach them, it'd be laughable, because everything you be saying be the truth. Like, they don't know how to react to them. They don't know what to say. They're looking around. They're looking at the street corner, street lights. They don't know, like,
They don't know how to compose themselves when it comes to women. I think a lot of men get intimidated by women, which is totally wrong. That's totally opposite. Women are supposed to be intimidated by us because we are the man. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, it just, and not only that, but you made a good point when you were talking about the Chris Brown thing. Like, you had me thinking, because I was like, if man can really get that concept, like, if we walk around here like we celebrities, I think it would be all, like, smoother, because you would be like, hey, if you don't want to be on my program, then bye.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. And that's the type of energy you should be having when you're dealing with chicks, period. Like the same way where Chris Brown should be like, listen, girl, I'm Chris Brown. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's good? Like, you should be interacting and talking with these chicks like, yo, listen, I'm me. This is what I'm trying to do. You ain't trying to do that? Cool, I'm out. Or you trying to do that? Let's go. Let's, like, it shouldn't be no fucking big deal or no thing to where, you know, dudes is really scared to talk to these girls or they're not confident or whatever. You got to understand the value that you bring as a man to the situation. I even say it as simple as this. What relationships, you know, are happening, or I should say, what percentage of relationships are happening because the man started it? I'd say 99% of relationships happen. Why? Because the man went up and approached the woman. The man went up and had the conversation with the girl. You see what I'm saying? He started it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, so I'm like...
It's true, and I was thinking about that one time with, like, when I was at my coworker, one of my homeboys, he told me, like, man, the way you talked to that girl, you had her shaking. Because I was like, you know, she came out like, man, who is that woman? I said just like that, who is that woman? I think she looks good. That girl was like blushing the whole time, and it just brought out to my attention what you said. Like, we are the man. Like, we supposed to be walking like that with that type of power. But, you know, social media and people are not teaching us that way. And that's why we have the Me Too movement and all these other movements, which is plain garbage.
Right, and also, too, you got to understand, like, what's interesting to me, this is what I find interesting. A lot of these dudes who've been accused of that whole Me Too stuff, like a lot of the cats in the media, whatever, some of them, you know, like a dude like Harvey Weinstein, like he's fucked because he done did some bullshit. But you got other dudes like, let's say like a Morgan Freeman, or I know there was probably some other people who actually didn't do anything. You understand? They didn't really do anything. It's funny how those guys, they still sort of bow down to the media and the pressure. So even this guy, the new dude, Superman, the Henry Cavill dude, right?
Yeah, the new Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have fucking apologized because he didn't say anything that he needed to apologize for. You feel what I'm saying? But the reason why he apologized was because he was scared of, you know, not being a part of the system that is Hollywood. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if he didn't apologize, then the people would have been like, well, listen, we're gonna have to shut this down, or we're gonna have to not hire you for any more movies because the people don't like you, and since the people don't like you, and it's just like, it sucks that these dudes, you know, they're too scared to actually say anything because they don't want to cut off that line. You see what I mean?
Right.
But it needs to be a point where dudes is like, man, fuck that. You understand? And the reason why the shit has got to the point where it's gotten is because dudes didn't say, yo, fuck that shit. You see what I mean? And say, yo, right, you know what I mean? But again, but see, I'm speaking from, you know, the outside looking in, so I don't really know how weird shit gets in Hollywood, so I can't really say. Maybe some other shit behind the scenes is going on where they told him, listen, you gotta apologize or else, you know, something crazy gonna happen. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
But at the end of the day, we gotta understand something. We shouldn't even care what people think anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you always talk about that all the time in all your videos. You always talk about fear and being afraid. Like, most of the time, that men are afraid because they think of what somebody else is saying.
Right.
So who the F cares? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It shouldn't even matter.
Right.
You know? At the end of the day, I'm me, and at the end of the day, you. So it shouldn't even matter.
Right, and also these dudes, these dudes got millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see why they would need to like, if, let's say, for sake of argument, the guy speaks out and says, listen, I ain't apologizing for none of that. This is what it is, and blah, blah, blah. And then let's say he loses some movie roles or whatever. Like, I'm
Right.
sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he has like a few million in the bank where he'll be good. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
I don't understand. Like, it's not like he I'm sure he don't need the money. You feel what I mean? So I don't know. This dude is crazy. It's crazy.
Don't worry, when you get to Hollywood, then you're asking the question.
Right, exactly. I mean, y'all gonna see me up there as soon. Let me tell you something. You'll know when I've made enough money when I start apologizing. When you see Miss Locario get on, like, look, I apologize for saying that women are emotional. Women are not emotional. They are equal, like us. When you hear me say that shit, that means I made a lot of money. Just letting y'all know, okay? I'm letting y'all know right now. It's like, that's when you know. You feel what I'm saying? Because shit. That's how it go, man.
They put millions of dollars in your bank account. I can't get mad at you.
Exactly.
I do the same thing too.
That's
know
how
what
you
I
gonna
mean?
know. Just know that. As soon as you be like, okay, Miss Locario got some crazy paper. That's why he talking all that bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? That's it.
But I'm not gonna be on the phone too long, man. I got a hot day coming up, man.
Okay,
in a
that's
few
what's up.
hours, man. So you know what I'm saying. I
That's
just want to
what's up.
talk to you, man. You know, I appreciate everything you do, man. You be saying some real wisdom out here, man.
That's what's up,
For
man.
real, man.
Yeah, have fun on the date. Let me know how it go and all that.
But you know it.
All right, bro.
Peace out.
All right,
Later.
peace. Yeah, man. Telling y'all now, it's gonna be a wrap when I sell out. I'm sorry, so y'all better appreciate this good game now before I start talking that bullshit. Before I start getting on that Steve Harvey shit. Talking about guys, don't say that type of stuff. It's not right. It's inappropriate. When you start hearing me use inappropriate a lot, that's when you know it's a wrap. EO, what's going on?
What's up, Locario? Hey, hold up. Let me, it's something I saw in the chat, like, that I think you, like, looked over or whatever, but when I was reading it, it kind of, like, caught, like, my attention, like, basically the dude was kind of, like, you know how you always say it got to be a balance in the world, right?
Right.
Like, beta males, like, it can't be alpha males if it ain't beta males. It can't be beta males if it ain't alpha males. Like,
Right.
Like, everybody can't be an alpha, everybody. But he in here, like, he said something like, giving it, you giving advice is all cool, but at the end of the day, everybody has to understand that not everybody gonna be good at getting women. So he said he feel like some dudes to just really give up because maybe it's just not meant for you to be. Everybody, basically saying everybody can't be a womanizer. Just like, you know, it's like, because in this world, it's going to be that balance. It's going to be womanizers, it's going to be non-womanizers. What you think about that? Is that like a weak mentality, or is that counterfactual in some way?
No, it's, well, what he's saying is true, but this is the part that he's not saying, though, is that you have a choice. You have a choice whether or not you want to be a beta male or alpha male. You understand?
Right.
Like being a beta male or being an alpha male is a choice. That's not just it's not some shit you were born, like, oh, I was born an alpha male, I'm born a beta male. No, you choose to be that. Just like when you're gonna have employees and you're gonna have business owners. You see what I'm saying? You choose what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but there's gonna be both. You see what I mean? There's always gonna be that balance. So you can say, well, you know what? I'm gonna choose to be an employee, and I'm gonna choose to be a business owner. But you need both. So there's not really anything wrong with either one. It's just that that's the balance of it. You see what I'm saying?
No, but what's your take on that though? Like, do you feel like some dudes should give up?
Do I think some dudes should? Do I think they should give up?
Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody should give up, because the thing is, giving up.
Me too.
Giving up is it's like, you know, you already know what's going to happen if you give up. You see what I'm saying? Meaning,
right.
But you also know what will happen if you succeed. So you know what's going to happen on both parts. So if
right.
I say this, I feel like if a dude gives up, then he needs to shut the fuck up after he gives up. I hate when people give up and then keep fucking complaining. I'm like, nigga, you gave up. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so chill out. Like, chill the fuck out and step to the side. You know what I mean? Like, don't give up and then start and keep complaining that you ain't getting shit popping. My nigga, you gave up. So, and that was your choice. So that's the thing where everything is still a choice. That's the thing that people don't understand. It's like you choose whether, and this is the thing. let's say you choose that you want to be successful at getting girls, right? Let's say you choose that and you're trying to be successful, but you're not being successful. What's going to happen is, because you made that choice, you will start to think of solutions to get the success. See, that's the difference between choosing to win and choosing to lose. When you choose to win, your mind is going to say to you, damn, okay, I've been talking to all these girls, nothing's really happening. What am I doing wrong, right? Let me figure out, let me research, let me talk to some people, let me see what the people who are doing the things, let me see the successful people and see what they're doing right, and that's versus what I'm doing. So you're already on a track to success because you're thinking about how to get successful, even though at the moment you're not. So the thing is, the other dudes who choose to give up, they say, well, it's hopeless, it's never going to work out, and then they're like, fuck it, I'm done. And so that's the difference. You see what I mean? Like, it's a mindset, and that mindset creates, it makes you move in a certain direction. You see what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, man. So, you know, but dudes always trying to bring that excuse of, oh, well, you know, dudes should just give up, or it's never going to happen because they say I was never meant to have girls because I'm so ugly, or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know. So they just be on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Half of them niggas don't even be putting in work anyway, man.
Right.
They talk to probably like 1 to 3 girls and 1 month, and just think like that's the end all be all. Like,
exactly.
Work. You know what though? But man, I think like I'm subscribed to your Patreon, and I think it was the topic y'all was talking about rejection. Man, that nigga. Man, you and Miles, like, y'all be dropping so much knowledge, but that nigga Miles said something that was kind of, like, it kind of hit me, but it's kind of true. He like, yo, some niggas got to just face reality and understand that, you know, for some niggas, it's going to be harder. Like, it's just like basketball. Some niggas have to, like, you know, work on their 3, and some niggas just naturally have a 3-point game. So he's like, it's going to be some niggas out there who can holler at a lot of chicks and get shit going like it's nothing, but it's going to be some guys who don't get rejected a lot, you feel me? But he just got to put in more work and work harder to get his shit popping. That's just what it is.
Right,
so
right.
When he said that, I was like, damn, man.
No, it's real talk, and that's the problem with guys when they learn game. People, the reason why a lot of dudes have messed up situations is because they thought that the game was supposed to be fair. Like, this game ain't fair.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? The game is not fair.
Both of y'all was saying this shit ain't fair. Bro.
Right, it's not fair, and so that's understanding that, you got to accept that, and you have to do what's going to work for you. You got to do what you need to do. This is why I always tell people, don't be, and this is why I always get annoyed when dudes is always talking about, oh, it's because this guy, he's good looking and he looks better. So I'm like, okay, fine. Let's say this guy over here is getting chicks, checking him out more because he's good looking. Cool. Now, what does that have to do with you? So when a chick is fucking him, are you feeling it? No. So you got to do what you got to do to get the chick. You see what I'm saying? Or get chicks on your dick. So what are you gonna do for your shit? And that's the thing that dudes don't focus on. You see what I mean? And so that's the funny part. It's like all of this, you know, they expect the game to be fair, and because the game isn't fair, they'll use that as an excuse as to why they should give up. This is why I said it's a choice, because you have to choose to do the things you need to do to get things working for you. You see what I mean? Right. That's it.
Right.
That's it. You know what I mean?
That's true. Damn, man.
Yeah,
well,
man.
Hey, like, appreciate that, man. Like, y'all niggas keep on doing what y'all doing, man. I could definitely say, man, you here for the movement, man, especially like for the supporters, man. You get on live every day, you talk to us every day.
That's what's up.
Upload videos every day. So when he said, my nigga, we here for y'all, like, you know, I felt that shit, and that's true. You feel me? Like, y'all giving us as much game as possible. You taking time out your days to let these niggas know what's up, man. So it's either like you say, man, the niggas who gonna soak this shit in and apply this shit, shout out to y'all. The niggas who ain't gonna do it, get the fuck out the way and shut the fuck up and just
exactly.
Continue living your long ass life, man. But
right.
Hey, man, thank you, bro. I just want to say thank you, bro. Like, you helped me through a lot, man. For real.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate it, man. All right, bro. Mileage you.
All right.
Peace. Yeah, man. Yeah, dudes got to choose, man. You guys got to choose what you want to do. That's what it is. Because dudes be always talking about, oh, this shit is too hard. Dude, that's life, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, EO, what's going on? Who's this?
Hey, Mr. Locario, what's good, man?
What's poppin'?
New York, man.
What's going on, bro?
How's it going with you, man?
I'm good. What's going on with you?
Man, yeah, I just seen the notification pop up on my phone with the topic. And when I heard Henry this morning and something I read about, I was like, damn, man. These Me Too bitches out on a witch hunt. And it's mad pathetic because the fact is, this is, I mean, no homo, but this is a dude that, you know, sophisticated. He's a good-looking dude, gentleman type.
Right.
The old traditions and shit. The type of woman that woman's pussy would get wet for, man. So muscular. And he told you his fear, what it is. And they still attack him for that shit?
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
That shows you these bitches ain't fucking satisfied the way they are, man. Like, it's very miserable bitches. And, like, the next 10 years, they're going to be really feeling our relationships and shit. Especially the ones in the U.S. They're going to really see how fucked up they are in relationships.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy how it's going, man. Because, like, and that's why I'm glad that it was him that said it. Because all the other dudes, like, you know, like a Harvey Weinstein and, you know, Bill Cosby's old and shit, and, you know, like none of these dudes, like Louis C.K. is kind of like a goofy looking dude. None of these dudes were like the archetype of what chicks say they want. You feel what I'm saying? Henry Cavill was like the dude, like, you know what I'm saying? He was the dude. He was in shape, good looking, had money, had stat. He had everything that especially guys say that you need in order to get chicks. And he's up there talking about, I'm scared to holler at these girls because I'm a, you know what I mean? That's how bad it's gotten. You feel what I'm saying? And the reason why a lot of these chicks are getting at him.
I'm just a little upset at him because I feel he should not apologize for what he said. But I don't understand why he did it because the fact that he's trying to, you know, he makes money off of having a clean cut image.
Right.
That was for, you know, for the money sake. You know, that's how he makes his money. Most of the people that buy to go see his movies is females.
Right.
You know, they're just big money spenders and stuff, yeah. So, you know, he makes money off of that. All these deals that he gets and stuff like that, you know, it's based off a clean-cut image because the most spending consumers are females and stuff, you know? And, yeah, but...
Right, and that's the thing where they didn't... I feel like they didn't expect a dude like him to say that because a dude like him to say that exposes how ridiculous it's gotten. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because it's like that thing where you don't expect that guy to have an issue. And so since that guy's having an issue, that means there has to be some sort of an issue with the movement. You see what I'm saying?
this whole generation period of relationships and stuff with women and stuff. Like,
right.
You know, if you check him for saying that, you know what I'm saying, for real. I mean, damn, it's going way beyond crazy now, man, for real. There's reason I hear about Michael B. Jordan being attacked because now he's supposedly dating a black woman, and y'all attacked him because you see him dating a non-black woman.
Right,
now
right.
Now he supposedly is, and y'all still attack him. And now the fact that you feel like he should be with you, specifically, and he's not choosing you, like, come on, this shows you women are not satisfied at all, period.
Right.
And secondly, this proves your point. How you were saying in your videos, it's not about looks. Because you got the most handsomest guy still being attacked.
Exactly, right. That's what I'm saying. Because dudes is like, oh, well, if you look good, then, you know, these girls are going to just, you know, want to fuck with you, and they're going to want to do this, and they want to do that, and now you got the guy who's probably, like, the top good-looking dude in Hollywood, and they're like, oh, this guy, that guy, and they shitting on him heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he talking about don't rape nobody. He didn't even stop raping nobody, but damn, look how you act.
Exactly.
Like, yo, fuck them, be straight with our attention, and y'all call him to make the type of guy you want. You want to use the word creepy and all that stuff. Yeah, it's taken out of context.
It's crazy. That's how it is, but see, that goes to show you how goofy this shit got, man. I'm telling you, this shit got so out of hand and ridiculous that this is where we're at now. Right. Nah, I feel you, man. Like, because think about it. Like, if you think about it, man. Like, think about 10 years ago. what was 10 years ago? 2008 or whatever, right? Let's say it's 2008. Let's say you took a time machine to fucking 2018, and you come out of the time machine in 2018, and you're like, yo, how the fuck is Trump president and niggas is scared to holler at chicks? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Exactly.
It's like,
This man talks straight up about female jokes. They're beneath him.
it's crazy.
I have the right to grab him by the pussy.
Right.
Shit. He had a fucking porn star who's just been recently arrested, which that's another subject. That same porn star trying to get Trump fucked up and shit with his shit, and he's still that president.
Right.
And yet, you know what I'm saying? We would thought all the women would have voted for Hillary. No, they voted for Trump's ass.
Mhm.
Something like the deal.
Right.
Oh man.
That is true. A lot of women act. It's funny. It's funny. A lot of women actually voted for Trump. That's the funny part. You know what I'm saying? And he said all that shit. So you know, man, that shit is funny, B. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, it is funny about it, though. You gotta, you see some of the episodes of The Simpsons how they sort of fortune telling that shit?
Right.
They had Trump as president and it actually happened. Like, you know.
Mhm.
Like, you know, the next thing what's gonna happen is, after all this shit will happen, there's gonna be a Family Guy episode about this shit.
Mhm.
And they're gonna take it to another level. I'm just waiting on that shit now.
Right.
You know, Family Guy will make an episode of this shit now.
Mhm.
Like, this social justice, Me Too type dumb shit. Heard.
Right. It's crazy, man. But yo, listen, man. I appreciate the call, bro. About to head up
All
out
right,
of
brother,
here.
definitely, man.
All right, you
I got
stay up, bro.
reading your book, man. You know, I'm enjoying this right now like crazy.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Have a
All
good
right,
weekend, man.
peace, peace. All right, people. So it is about that time. Make sure that you get How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, the ebook, hard copy, audio book. Make sure you get your copy of this today. Also, we're gonna be talking more about this on the next Bad Boy show. We're gonna be talking more about this whole Me Too thing. So make sure you guys go to Patreon.com. Let me put it up in the thing. Patreon.com/Mr. Locario. So make sure that you go to that to join the Patreon so that you can hear all of the Bad Boy Show episodes. You feel me? All right, so let me shout out to all the people in the room. Shout out to SW247X, Heathen Deluxe. If you only knew the power of the dark side. Shaddy Ratty, Jermaine Jones, C41, who else? Kenwood Drive, Ronnie Ron, Ellie Empire, Fresh Dawn, Jesse's in the building. Who else was up in here? AJ, shout out to you. Jameer Jones. Who else? Costas was in the building. I didn't even see you, Costas. Shout out to you. Got Juice. Nez was up in the spot. Who else was up in here? Dwayne, shout out to you. Prince Omili, shout out to you. Yeah, man. So listen, guys, I will be back next week. Same time, same place. And I will holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.